My name is Rani Vaishnav. My topic is general consideration of chemotherapy. What is chemotherapy? Chemotherapy is the treatment of infectious disease or malignancy with drugs which destroy microorganism or cancerous cell, preferentially with minimal damage to host tissue. The infection may be due to bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa, or helminthes. Bactericidal agents. They kill or destroy microorganism. Example: penicillin, cephalosporin, aminoglycoside, etc. Bacteriostatic agents. They inhibit the growth and multiplication of microorganisms. Example: sulfonamides, tetracycline, chloramphenicol, and erythromycin. At higher concentration, some of the static drugs may produce side effects. For example, chloramphenicol is a bacteriostatic drug, but it may be bactericidal against Haemophilus influenza, Neisseria meningitidis, and Streptococcus pneumoniae. Antimicrobial agents. Antimicrobial agents are naturally obtained semi-synthetic synthetic drugs that act against microorganisms. Antibiotics are substances obtained from microorganisms that kill or inhibit growth of other microorganisms at a very low concentration. Minimum inhibitory concentration, that is MIC, is the minimum concentration of an antimicrobial agents that prevent visible growth of microorganism. Classification of antimicrobial agents according to their type of action. First, bactericidal agents, that is penicillin, cephalosporin, aminoglycoside, fluoroquinolones, rifampicin, metronidazole. Second, bacteriostatic agents, that is tetracycline, chloramphenicol, sulfonamides, dapsone, erythromycin, and clindamycin. According to their spectrum of activity, first, narrow spectrum antibiotics, penicillin G and aminoglycosides. Broad spectrum antibiotics, tetracycline and chloramphenicol. According to their mechanism of action, first, drug that inhibits cell wall synthesis, example penicillin, cephalosporin, carbapenems, bacitracin, vancomycin. Second, drug that affect cell wall membrane function, example amphotericin B, nystatin, and polymyxin. Third, drug that inhibit protein synthesis, example chloramphenicol, tetracycline, erythromycin, and clindamycin. Fourth, drug that alter protein synthesis by misreading of mRNA code and premature termination of mRNA translation, example aminoglycosides. Fifth, drug that inhibit DNA synthesis, that is acyclovir, ganicyclovir, and zidovudine. Six, drug that affect DNA function, that is rifampicin and rifabutin. 7. Drug that inhibit DNA gyrase, that is fluoroquinolones. 8. Antimetabolites, example sulfonamide, dapsone, trimethoprim, pyrimethamines. Resistance to antimicrobial agents. It is said to occur when the microorganism does not respond to antimicrobial agents which could normally kill or inhibit its growth. The resistance may be natural or acquired. Natural resistance is genetically determined. Example, normally gram-negative bacilli are not affected by penicillin G. In acquired resistance, microbes that initially respond to an antimicrobial agents later develop resistance to same antimicrobial agent by mutation or gene transfer. Mutation is a permanent alteration in the sequence of DNA. Resistance can be due to single-step mutation or multi-step. The microorganism became gradually less sensitive to the drug. The transfer of gene from drug resistance occurs by following mechanism. First, transduction. There is a transfer of DNA carrying a gene for resistance from one bacteria to another through bacteriophage. Second, transformation. The resistance carrying genetic material that is released into the environment by resistant bacteria is taken up by other sensitive bacteria. Example, penicillin G resistance in pneumococci. Third, conjugation. Conjugation is the transfer of genetic material carrying resistance between bacteria by direct contact through sex pillars. Example, Escherichia coli resistance to streptomycin. Development of resistance to antimicrobial agents. There are several mechanisms by which an microorganism can develop resistance to an antimicrobial agents. The important mechanisms are: first, production of inactivating enzyme. For example, Staphylococcus, Gonococci, Escherichia coli, etc. produce beta-lactamase that can destroy some of penicillin and cephalosporin. An influx pump mechanism. It is a mechanism that prevents the accumulation of drug in the microorganism. Example, resistance of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria to tetracycline, chloramphenicol, and macrolides. Third, decreased entry of antimicrobial agents into the organism due to alteration in the channel transport required for its entry into the organism. Fourth, alteration of the binding site For example, change in penicillin binding protein in case of certain pneumococci with decreased affinity for penicillin. Fifth, absence of metabolic pathway. For example, sulfonamide resistance bacteria can utilize preformed folic acid without the need for usual metabolic step. Next, cross resistance. Organisms that develop resistance to an antimicrobial agents may also show resistance to other chemically related antimicrobial agents. The cross resistance among antimicrobial agents could either be one way or two way. Cross resistance among tetracycline and sulfonamide is usually two ways. The one way resistance is seen between neomycin and streptomycin. Neomycin resistance organisms are resistant to streptomycin, but streptomycin resistant organisms may be sensitive to neomycin. Prevention or development of resistance to antimicrobial agents. It is done by first selecting right antimicrobial agents, second giving right dose of antimicrobial for proper duration, and third proper combination of antimicrobial agents. Example, tuberculosis multidrug therapy is used to prevent development of resistance to antitubercular drugs by mycobacteria. Next is superinfection. It is defined as the occurrence of a few infections due to antimicrobial therapy for another infection. The causative organism of superinfection should be different from that of the primary disease. Most of the antimicrobial agents, especially broad spectrum antibiotics, that is tetracycline and chlorphenicol, clindamycin, ampicillin, etc., alter the normal bacterial flora, as a result of which the host defense mechanism is impaired. Hence, pathogenic microorganisms invade the host, multiply and produce superinfection. The causative organism may be fungi or bacteria. Pathogenesis. Superinfection is associated with the suppression changes of the normal flora in the body following treatment with certain antimicrobials. The site involved in superinfection are those body cavities that have direct communication with the exterior, that is rectum, oral cavity, vagina, lower urinary tract, upper respiratory tract. Factor predisposing to superinfection. Superinfection is common in immunocompromised conditions such as diabetes, malignancy, AIDS, also during prolonged corticosteroid therapy. It can be minimized by first using specific antimicrobial agents, avoiding unnecessary use of antimicrobial agents, and third, use of probiotics, example lactobacilli. Microorganism causing superinfection and its treatment. First, manifestations like diarrhea and oral thirst. Microorganisms are responsible for this is Candida albicans, and treatment is nystatin, clotrimazole and fluconazole. Second, pseudomembrane enterocolitis. Microorganism is Clostridium difficile. Treatment metronidazole and vancomycin. Third, urinary tract infection. Microorganism responsible for this is E. coli, Proteus and Pseudomonas, and treatment for this is ciprofloxacin, gentamicin and carbapenicillin. Chemoprophylaxis. Chemoprophylaxis is the administration of the antimicrobial agents to prevent infection or to prevent development of disease in persons who are already infected. The ideal time to initiate therapy is before the organism enter the body, or at least before the development of sign and symptom of the disease. Indication for chemoprophylaxis. First, to prevent endocarditis in patient with valvular lesion before undergoing surgical procedure. Second, to protect a healthy person, chloroquine, mefloquine is used for chemoprophylaxis of malaria for those traveling to malaria endemic area. Third, to prevent infection in patient undergoing organ transplantation, oral fluoroquinones can be used. Fourth, to prevent opportunistic infection in immunocompromised patient, example cotrimoxazole is used to prevent pneumocystis jirovecii pneumonia in AIDS patients. Fifth, prior to surgical procedure, antimicrobial agents are administered prior to surgical procedure, especially colorectal surgery, to prevent wound infection after surgery. 6. To prevent infection in patients with burn, topical silver sulfadiazine and systemic antibiotics are used. 7. To prevent infection in patients with urinary catheter, fluoroquinolones are used in patients who are high risk of infection. Next, suggested chemoprophylactic regimens. The effectiveness of chemoprophylaxis depends on the selection of specific antimicrobial agents, its doses, time of initiation, duration of antimicrobial therapy. The suggested chemoprophylactic regimen are listed in this table. Infection like meningococcal and Haemophilus influenza meningitis. Antimicrobial agent with dose and duration. Rifampicin 600 mg orally every 12 hours for 4 doses. Children 10 milligram per kg orally 12 hours for 4 doses. Rifampicin is the most effective antimicrobial agent in eradication the microorganism from nasopharynx, thus eliminate carrier state. Second, rheumatic fever, benzathine penicillin G 12 lakh units intramuscular once a month, continue for lifetime. Tuberculosis, isoniazid 5 mg per kg orally daily for 6 months. Chemoprophylaxis for endocarditis before surgical procedure. Oral regimen is amoxicillin 2 gram 1 hour before procedure, clindamycin 600 mg 1 hour before procedure, azithromycin 500 mg 1 hour before procedure. Parenteral regimens are ampicillin 2 gram intramuscular or intravenous 30 minutes before procedure, or cefazolin 1 gram intramuscular or intravenous 30 minutes before procedure. Clindamycin 600 mg intravenous 1 hour before procedure. Empirical therapy. It is the use of antimicrobial agents before identification of causative organism are available of susceptible test result. Example, combination of cefatoxime, vancomycin and ampicillin is used as an empirical therapy for suspected bacterial meningitis before test results are available to cover possible organism likely to cause meningitis. Definitive therapy. It involves the use of antimicrobial agents after. Next is combination of antimicrobial agents. It is the simultaneous use of two or more antimicrobial agents for the treatment of certain infectious disease. Indication and advantage of antimicrobial combination. First, to broaden the spectrum of activity in mixed bacterial infection. Intra-abdominal, pulmonary, hepatic, pelvic, brain abscess, etc. are often due to both aerobic and anaerobic organisms. Hence, they require antimicrobial combination therapy. Example, metronidazole plus ceftriaxone for brain abscess. Second, to broaden the spectrum of action in severe infection when the etiology is not known. Combination of cefatoxime, vancomycin and ampicillin is used for empirical therapy for suspected bacterial meningitis. Later, the antimicrobial agent should be selected according to the type of organism, culture and sensitivity result. Third, to increase antimicrobial activity in the treatment of specific infection. For synergistic effect, example, ampicillin that is bactericidal plus gentamicin that is bactericidal for enterococcal endocarditis. Second, carbapenicillin plus gentamicin for infection due to Pseudomonas. Penicillin, by inhibiting bacterial cell wall synthesis, facilitate the entry of gentamicin into the bacterial cell, that is synergetic effect, resulting in more complete eradication of the organism. Sulfamethoxazole plus trimethoprim for Pseudomonas zerowocki pneumonia. Rifampicin, bactericidal plus dapsone that is bacteriostatic in leprosy, both show synergetic effect. Fourth, to prevent emergence of resistant microorganism. In tuberculosis, leprosy and HIV infection, combination therapy is used. Fifth, to reduce duration of therapy, multi-drug therapy is used in tuberculosis and leprosy. Sixth, to reduce adverse effect, amphotericin B and flucytosine in cryptococcal meningitis. The dose dependent toxicity, especially nephrotoxicity of amphotericin B, is reduced due to reduction in doses. Next is disadvantage of antimicrobial drug combinations. First, increased toxicity. Example, vancomycin with tabromycin may cause enhanced nephrotoxicity. Second, increased cost. Third, decreased antimicrobial activity due to improper combination. Example, pneumococcal meningitis, activity of penicillin G against pneumococci will decrease if combined with tetracycline. Fourth, increased likelihood of superinfection. Fourth, irritational combination of antimicrobial agents can lead to development of resistance. List of microorganisms. First, gram-positive cocci, that is Staphylococcus aureus, Streptococcus pyogenes, Streptococcus viridans, Streptococcus beta-hemolyticus, Streptococcus pneumoniae, Enterococcus. Second, gram-negative cocci, that is Neisseria gonorrhea and Neisseria meningitis. Third, gram-positive bacilli, that is Bacillus anthracis, Corynebacterium diphtheriae, Clostridium tetani, Clostridium perfringens, Clostridium difficile. Fourth, gram-negative bacilli is Escherichia coli, Enterobacter species, Protease, Pseudomonas, Salmonella, Shigella, H. influenza, H. duceri, Klebsiella, Brucella, Vibrio cholerae. Fifth, acid-fast bacilli, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, Mycobacterium leprosy, Mycobacterium avium complex, that is MSC. Sixth, spirochetes, Treponema pallidum, Leptospira. Others, Rickettsia, Mycoplasma pneumoniae, Chlamydia, Trichomatis, Helicobacter pylori, etc. Selection of an appropriate antimicrobial agents. First, patient factor, age. Use of chloramphenicol in premature infants may produce grey baby syndrome because metabolic function of liver and renal excretion are not fully developed. Sulfonamides in neonates can cause kernicterus. Renal function declines with age, hence elder patients are more prone to ototoxicity and nephrotoxicity with aminoglycoside due to its reduced clearance by kidney. Second is history of allergy. In patients with history of asthma, allergic rhinitis, hay fever, etc., there is an increased risk of penicillin allergy, hence such drugs should be avoided in them. Third, genetic abnormality. Primaquine, pyrimethamine, sulfonamides, sulfones, fluoroquinolones, etc. may cause hemolysis in patients with glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency. Fourth, pregnancy. Most of the antimicrobial agents cross placental barrier and may affect the development fetus. The risk of teratogenicity is highest during the first trimester. For example, use of tetracycline during pregnancy may affect fetal dentition and bone growth. Fifth, host defense. In immunocompromised patient like AIDS, leukemia and other malignancy, normal defense mechanisms are impaired. Bacteriostatic drug may not be adequate, hence bactericidal agents should be used to treat infection. Hepatic dysfunction. In patients with hepatic dysfunction, drugs like chloramphenicol, erythromycin and rifampicin, etc. should be avoided or required dose reduction to minimize toxic effects. 7. Renal dysfunction. In renal failure, drugs that are eliminated via kidney can accumulate in the body and cause severe toxic effect. 8. Local factor. Antimicrobial activity of sulfonamides is markedly reduced in the presence of pus. Second, the activity of aminoglycosides is enhanced at alkaline pH. Next is drug factors. First, route of administration. Depending upon the severity and the site of infection, antimicrobial agents have to be chosen. Some of the antimicrobial agents can be administered orally as well as parenterally. For mild to moderate infection, oral route is usually preferred, but for severe infection like endocarditis, meningitis, etc., parenteral antimicrobial agents are preferred during initial stage of therapy. Aminoglycosides are not effective orally, they are administered parenterally for systemic infection. Second, the spectrum of antimicrobial activity. It is an important factor while selecting an antimicrobial, especially during empirical therapy. Third, bactericidal and bacteriostatic effect. Bactericidal drug kill organism while static drug inhibit growth and multiplication. In immunocompromised state, the host defense mechanism are impaired, hence bactericidal drugs are required even for travel infection. Cost of antimicrobial agents. The cost of treatment has to be considered while selecting an antimicrobial agent. The expensive antimicrobial should not be used routinely when alternative cheaper and effective antimicrobial agents are available. Fifth, pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic consideration. Time dependent inhibition. This is observed with certain antimicrobial agents like beta-lactamase, glycopeptides, etc. Their antimicrobial action depend on the duration of time the drug concentration remains above the MIC in the dosing interval. Thus, they are administered in multiple doses. Concentration dependent killing. For aminoglycoside and fluoroquinolones, the antimicrobial effects depend on the ratio of peak plasma concentration to MIC. A single dose of aminoglycoside is more effective than multiple doses. Ability to penetrate into infected area. Ability to cross the blood-brain barrier. Clindamycin is effective against anaerobes but not useful for anaerobic brain abscess as it does not reach cerebrospinal fluid and brain. Anaerobic brain abscess can be treated effectively with the third generation cephalosporins or combination of metronidazole and chloramphenicol. Levofloxacin attains good concentration in the lung, skin, soft tissue, urinary tract, produce high cure rate in community acquired pneumonia, skin infection, etc. Organisms related factors. In severe infection, empirical therapy with antimicrobial drugs combination should be initiated depending on the clinical diagnosis. Later, the antimicrobial should be selected according to the type of organism, culture and sensitivity report. The bacterial resistance to antimicrobial agents and cross resistance should also be considered while selecting an antimicrobial agents.